Hello guys, welcome to today's lesson. My name is Srinidhi. I'm an educator on Unacademy. I teach English grammar on this platform. You guys can follow me on Unacademy by downloading the Unacademy Learning app on your phone, and please do check out the YouTube channel as well. So in today's lesson, we're going to learn a few difficult words from the Hindi newspaper, along with its meaning and its usage in a sentence, and also a proverb for the day. So let's get started.
Hey guys, so we're under the 8th lesson of Daily Hindu Analysis Part 2. So where we learn a few difficult words from the Hindu newspaper. I'll give you the meanings and the synonyms and also an example sentence using that specific word. So these are the words that I picked up from the newspaper, which was on 16th March 2018. Okay, so we will also be seeing a proverb for today. So it's basically the explanation of the proverb that I gave you in the previous lesson, and we'll also have a new proverb for today, so the meaning of which will be given in the next lesson. Alright, so let's get started. The first word for today is Ruck. So Ruck is a noun that means a situation where a group of people are fighting or struggling. Okay, so a situation where people are fighting or struggling or quarreling. We saw quarrel word in the previous lesson, so you can actually connect with a lot of synonyms. So the synonyms are battle, fight. Okay, example: ministers found their budgets being decided in a political ruck with their colleagues. That means the budget was being decided in a situation where there were a lot of fights and where there was a lot of struggle, and a situation resembled like a battle. Okay, the next word is curtail. Curtail is a verb. To curtail is the infinitive form of the verb. Curtail means to reduce or to limit it to. That means you're bringing down the expense, or if expense is the situation, or when you bring down something, when you reduce something, is called curtail. Synonyms: decrease, diminish. Okay. Example: the officials decided to curtail the number of troops being sent to the region. That means the higher officials decided that they would reduce the number of troops. Troops are a group of people, mostly army troops. Okay, so being sent to a specific region, they decided they would reduce the number of the troops that is being sent. Okay, third word is pulpit. Pulpit is a noun that means a small raised platform with a rail or barrier around it in a church where a member of the clergy stands to speak. That means it is something like a podium, but we mention it as pulpit when it is relating to church. I will not call a raised platform where one stands and talk in a college as pulpit. No, that's a podium. Whereas the same thing in a church is called a pulpit. Okay, so clergyman, if you guys have followed my lessons on Pride and Prejudice, so we actually saw what a clergyman is in that lesson. That simply means a person who works in a church, say mostly like a pastor. So church, holy person in a church. Okay, so synonyms are platform or podium. Please remember, pulpit is mentioned only in relation to church and not to any other place. So college, school, everything is called a podium. The raised platform where one stands and speaks or gives speeches is called a podium and not a pulpit. Okay, example: the time came for the sermon and he ascended the pulpit stairs. That means it was time to give away the ceremony or mass. So he here is the clergyman ascended the pulpit stairs. Okay, that means he went up the stairs to reach the pulpit or the podium. Next one is maltreatment. So this is basically a French word. So maltreatment is a cruel behavior, especially involving hurting a person or an animal. Mostly it's an animal. So maltreatment against animals. So the synonyms are abuse or bullying. So when you torture an animal or when you torture a person, that means you are ill-treating them or maltreating them. Okay, so the opposites, ill-treatment and maltreatment are synonyms. Okay, so synonyms we saw: bullying and abuse. Example: hundreds of innocent people died as a result of torture and maltreatment. That means torture and maltreatment was the cause for the death of hundreds of innocent people. because they were being tortured and ill-treated. Okay. Next word is unravel. Unravel is a verb again. To unravel is the infinitive form. It means if a plan unravels, it breaks up or begins to fail. That means it falls apart. If a plan unravels, that means the plan is falling apart. It's failing. Okay. There is another meaning. If you unravel a mystery, it becomes clearer so that you can get to the point. Okay. Unravel a mystery or a plan unravels. So the example, I've given you two examples because we've seen two different meanings. So the first example is for the plan being unraveled. That means the plan falling apart. So his government began to unravel because of banking scandal. That means his government started to fail, or his government started to fall apart because of a banking scandal. Okay. So scandal is nothing but scam. So that's something that's very atrocious. The second example is a young woman decided, hold on. Sorry, the spelling mistake. It is WOMAN, not woman. A young woman. WOMAN and not EN. That's my mistake on typing. So a young woman decided to unravel the mystery of her husband's death. That means she decided to go in depth or to unravel a mystery. She went. That means to dissect or to go into details in depth so that you get to the point or you get to the clearer picture of the problem. Okay, so unraveling a mystery. That means she's solving the mystery. Next word is perpetuate. Perpetuate is a verb that means, for example, if someone or something perpetuates a situation, system or belief, especially a bad one, they cause to continue. That means to continue something. Okay, perpetuate is nothing but continuation. Synonyms: maintain, preserve. So perpetuation is sometimes a bad one, but we refer it in general for continuation. Okay, so maintain or preserve or continue is nothing but perpetuate. Example: we must not perpetuate the religious divisions of the past. That means we should not continue the religious divisions that India has gone through in the past. Okay, that means we all should be united. That's what the sentence means. The next word is bludgeon. So that's a verb. Bludgeon means to hit someone several times with a heavy object. Okay, so synonyms: beat or strike. You're hitting somebody not just once but continuously several times with a heavy object, not with a stick or a paper, with a heavy stone or hammer or something like that. Example: the culprits broke into the old man's house and bludgeoned him with a hammer. So broke into, we know another word for broke into, that is encroached. The culprits encroached or broke into the old man's house and bludgeoned him with a hammer. That means they hit him several times with a hammer. Okay, so we are done with the meaning part. Now, proverb for the day. So the proverb that I suggested in the previous lesson was, a house is not a home. So this means 4 walls and a roof does not constitute a house. So just walls surrounded, just to have a roof on top of the head does not mean you're going to be happy in that specific building. So for it to be an inhabitable place, that means for it to be a place where one can live, it should have people whom you love and also people who love you, and also very positive atmosphere. So if you're surrounded with all negative people, or you're surrounded by people who hate you all the time, that's not somewhere you would love to live, right? So yes, so otherwise it will just remain a building and not a house. So yes, a house and a home are synonyms, but when you go in detail, a house is a place where you would love to go because there are people who love you and you love the people in there, and there are a lot of nice atmosphere, there is a very positive environment. Whereas a home is just a building where nobody is living in yet. So if you don't have people whom you love, or if you don't live with people whom you love, or an atmosphere where you would love to grow up, that means it's a home and not a house. Okay. For example, I can say a house without my mom is just a home. That means a house where where my mom is not there is just a home for me. So as simple as that. Okay. So the proverb that I would be suggesting for today is, a leopard cannot change its spots. I'll repeat, a leopard cannot change its spots. So if you guys know the meaning for this proverb, please let me know in the comment section. And if you guys have any doubts at all with the words that we've read today, please let me know in the comment section as well. So I'll see you guys in the next lesson. Until then, bye bye, and thank you so much for your time.